So if you're in the Zoom, I'll ask you to just mute yourself for the beginning portion until I'm going to get through the talking so we can knock this out real quick, and I'll jump into Zoom with you guys later and answer any questions you guys have. Just waiting for a couple people to join, make sure they can hear me, and we'll get to it. I'm also going to put the Zoom link in the comments. All right, putting the Zoom link in the comments for anybody who wants to join on Zoom as well. Here it's really the best way to put it without without making it bigger than it is. So who is this for? This is for anybody who's currently using EventHawk. I know some of you guys kind of snuck in using EventHawk. That's okay. This is really going to show you guys what EventHawk looks like on the back end. The reason we're doing this is because we had a insane number of people sign up for EventHawk all of a sudden, and a lot of people want to learn, and we put out videos, we put out other resources, and everybody's busy, so not everybody's able to kind of watch all the videos or learn. So we're going to do a quick 30-minute crash course. In this 30 minutes, you're going to learn everything you need to know about EventHawk to really make a big impact on your business this year and guaranteed get more bookings than you ever imagined, really, with this tool if you just follow these processes. So again, I'm Tariq here. I know some of you guys have really excited to have you guys. I know some of you have messaged me on Facebook and through text. So let's get right to it. So quick breakdown here. I just want to make clear what is the purpose of EventHawk, because there seems more bookings, but who are still ready to work. Is EventHawk more work? Absolutely not. It's a different kind of work. EventHawk is going to result in more texting, yes, but you're going to see a significant drop in phone calls. Instead of phone calls, you're going to get texting. To me, that's a great thing because it takes me, an hour to talk to 5 different people. I may be on a phone call for 15 minutes and miss 3 other calls. With EventHawk, I can text 5 people in 2 minutes using these templates and get a better sales rate. They're happier, I'm happier. So again, just to clarify, this is not a magic pill that's going to put your business on autopilot. This is going to take your business to the next level, but you have to be open. This is for people who want out there. If you guys are on Facebook, leave your questions in the comments and I will get to them best I can through the session. If not, I'll hit you after the session. If you're on Zoom, stick around till the end and then I'll jump on Zoom and talk to you guys. All right. So again, the purpose of EventHawk and the reason it works so well is because there's 2 things that we've relied on so far. We've relied on our SEO, our Google Ads, our brochures, all that traffic that comes to our website. And then on the other hand, we relied on our booking software, right? So you have the traffic here and you have the booking software here, and magically we get bookings here, okay? But there's a in the SEO and how they get all the way to your bookings. And what you'll find when you start using EventHawk is that the bookings that you've been getting all this time are a fraction of what you could have been getting. All those people out of every 100 visits to your website, you're only getting 1 booking. You're like, Tariq, you don't know what you're talking about. I get bookings all the time. If you got 100 bookings last year, I guarantee you there was at least 100,000 people that were on your website. 10,000 people that were on your website last year that not book. And that's what EventHawk brings your attention to. We all know how many bookings we got last year. We all know how much money we made, but nobody pays attention to their conversion rate. And your conversion rate shows you what you got, but in comparison to what you missed, so that you can improve and build on that process. And that's why it's different. looking online on their own, because sell and go above and beyond. This is going to put a funnel on your website that's going to answer all these people's questions. It's going to make them love you. It's going to make them so excited to book with you. Be like, oh my God, I can't believe you're texting me so fast. Thank you so much for reaching out. I was so confused. You guys are going to hear that all the time if you haven't already. So that's the purpose of EventHawk. My team and I have been working nonstop to onboard everybody. This is not going to be how to set up EventHawk. So if you're brand new and you don't have it set up, we can set it up for you free of charge. We're happy to do that, whether you use ERS, IO, BTN, WordPress, Wix, whatever you use, we're happy to set it up for you. We're doing it within a day or two. We're not charging for it. And literally, you start making money pretty much immediately. So if you need it set up, go ahead and let us know. We'll do that for you. We have a team that's really tonight. It's full again. So that's why we use the texting phone number. We do support over text, and people love it, but that's the fastest way to get a hold of us, because I have a team who helps me answer these questions, helps you guys get on, and they love what they do, and we're usually getting to you guys, if not immediately, within a couple hours. So let's get right to it. First thing I want to show you guys here is the let me go ahead and bring this in. And once you're in your EventHawk, if you're new, whether you're new or you've been using this, the first thing I want to show you guys, before we even look at the dashboard, before anything else, I want to show you guys the campaign. This is the first thing you want to go in and understand and really take the time to look at, make sure that it fits to what you want to do. These are the campaigns that are pre-built with EventHawk. You can build more. You can go ahead and make changes to them. So how to get to these campaigns is from the left here, marketing, and you go to campaigns. And by the way, if you guys are using the mobile app is best for texting back. Everything else that you want to do on desktop. Okay, mobile app is great for getting back to people right away, so you can close that sale, so you can get that booking before they go to your competitor. But anything else that you want to do, anything advanced, desktop is going to be what's best for that. Okay, so once you go to campaigns, this breaks down the whole funnel, the whole setup that we have set up for you. Some stuff is automated, other stuff you have to manually initiate. Okay, now once they fill out the EventHawk form, and again, we can embed that form onto your website. We can do that for you. We have the pop-up, we have the form. But once they get into your system, an automated email and a text is going to go out. Okay, so if we click on that, we can learn more about that. So within 0 minutes after they fill out the form, they're going to get an email, and then 5 minutes later, they're going to get a text. Well, what does that text say? It's right here. Okay, how do you edit that text? You just click right here. And this text is automatically going to fill in their first name. It's going to say, hey, Sandy, this is, and it's going to say your location name. I'm sorry, your first name. This is Tariq with EventHawk. It's going to automatically put in your company name. All of this happens automatically. We'll set it up for you. It comes pre-built. And then it goes through a very engaging conversation. This one text gets us up to 90% of people to reply within just a couple minutes, anywhere from 60 to 90. It's really amazing. So of experience and trial and error and failure, tons of failure behind this before we got it to work this well. So I encourage you to not make too many changes. I see people all the time say, I don't want to ask when their date is. I want to say, what were you looking to rent? And you can do that. What were you looking to rent is a terrible thing to ask. People will not respond. There's a reason we ask the way that we ask, okay? I can explain to you why, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. But everything that we have built in, there's a lot of science and data and proof that it works behind there. So you can go in here and you can make changes to this stuff. By default, this is going to fill in your first name. We highly recommend that you use a girl's name, a female name. People, for some reason, respond better to that. We use the name Kim, okay? And we think about Alexa, think about Siri. Who knows who's behind those women's names? But people feel more comfortable to that. And we like to use a girl's name that does not work with us, because if somebody calls me and says, "Hey, Tariq, I was texting Kim," I make sure, because there's 3 or 4 of us who answer the phone, we know that we know what they're talking about. They're talking about EventHawk. I can easily go back to EventHawk and see what was said to them. But if they say, you know, I was texting Jasmine and Jasmine isn't here today and I got to go back and look. So we love to use a female name that is not part of the organization so that anytime somebody calls and asks for that person, which we don't get too many calls anymore, but then we know exactly who they're talking about and they were talking to EventHawk. So you will get a much higher reply rate if you change this to a woman's name. And to do that, you just get rid of all these squiggly lines and stuff and you just change it to Kim or, you know, Kelly or whatever you want. All right. So that's how you make those changes. It's the same thing with the email. Now the email is kind of a bonus with EventHawk. Email doesn't really do so well anymore. So this email is just a bonus so that when they fill out a form, they get some kind of confirmation. All right. Now you might be thinking, you know, what if they text them in the middle of the night? Great question. We have campaign configuration right here. This is going to set the schedule. Okay. By default, it's going to go out Monday through Sunday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m., 5 minutes after they fill out the form. So 5 minutes after they're on your website, they're going to get a text, and it works really well. Now, you can extend this. If you're willing to text them later than 6, go ahead, change it. You know, that's up to you. We just want to be kind of conservative and stop it at 6 for you, but I do encourage you to change it to a later time if you're willing to text these people back. Now, if they text you at 7, 8 o'clock, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to happen. They're going to get a text the next day at 9 a.m. Okay, and they're usually super cool about it. If you don't text them back right away, they know that they're texting late. They know how it is. But then after that, it goes to the follow-up campaign. All right, so if I click cancel here, let's see what that campaign is. So they get an email at 0 minutes, a text at 5 minutes, and then automatically, if they don't text you back, it goes to this campaign. It's going to wait for 2 days. And it's going to text them back a follow-up text. Say, hey, we haven't heard back from you. Are you still looking to rent? This text gets people to text back. Only if they don't text you back. And to check, if I go to this campaign configuration, it has stop on response. Meaning if they respond anytime within these 2 days, we are not going to go ahead and text them. So this is all pre-built for you. You don't have to do a thing. You can add all kinds of stuff. You can add more text messages, emails, even phone calls we can talk about if you want to do. This thing will automatically call people for you if you want. It'll ring your phone. It says press 1 to connect. It can do a lot of crazy stuff that I won't even touch on because it's just we're trying to get people through the basics. But these two happen automatically. First, it's going to send them an automated email, an automated text. If they don't text back, it'll send them an automated follow-up text. And then these other ones need to be triggered, okay? So if you want to upsell them, you just add the tag, which we'll talk about tag, add-on text, and it'll automatically send them an upsell text. They'll say, hey, your party's coming up this weekend. Let's see what that one looks like. And this may not be in all accounts. This one's in beta. But this one says, oh, hey, Tariq, this is, you know, EventHawk. You excited for this weekend or you're dreading it? We got some fun add-ons listed below. Let me know if one catches it with your eye, and we'll get it delivered with everything else. Way better to text people add-ons rather than going ahead and giving them add-ons when they're ready to put in their credit card. You know, nothing's more frustrating than somebody that's ready to give you their credit card number, and then you tell them that you have tables and chairs, and they're like, I got to check with my wife. We do need some tables and chairs. How many do we need? And then they put their credit card back in their pocket. No, get rid of those upsells on your website. Let them give you their money and then upsell them afterwards, right? Because you don't want any more roadblocks to that booking process. Same thing with delivery. This one's a little bit more technical. You have to have the times and stuff in there. We'll talk about some other ways that you can send them a template. But if you wanted to send them an automated delivery text, you can do that. And then the famous review text is right here. All you got to do is tag it review text, and they will get a text message that is guaranteed to get you more reviews than you ever imagined within a very short amount of time. We started halfway through last season with 73-ish reviews. And by the end, by using this same template, we ended up with 232. Now, again, you just want to make sure that you put in your review text. So a lot of people have this problem where they're like, oh, Tariq, it didn't send them my link. How's it going to know where to, it doesn't know your Google review link. You got to put it in here, right? So this says, you know, I've included the link below. You just got to go down here and put in your Google review link. Now, a lot of you guys know about, and some of you guys don't, we offer a service, if you would like, it's an add-on, where we can build you a website, a page that sends your 5-star reviews to Google and your 1-star reviews to email. It's optional. You don't need it. You can use EventHawk. It's part of your subscription to send the texts. But if you're worried about getting bad reviews, then we could build you a page. It's based on a service called Birdeye. They charge $100 a month for this service that filters your reviews. I used it. It was okay. So I built my own. So let me show you what it looks like real quick. It's we charge a one-time fee of $295. We'll build it for you within your website, so it's yours forever. Instead of paying $100 a month, you pay us one time $295, and within a week we build this thing for you. It looks like this. So going straight to your Google and leaving you a review, they go to this page, and this says how many stars would you give us. If they click 5 stars, then they go to Google, right? And then if they click 1 star, they go to a complaint form where they can complain and tell you where you screwed up and why they gave you a bad review. And we found that we make more money off of I got 8 one-star reviews last year, 8 of them. I'm not proud, but hey, we had a really big year, and we made some mistakes, stuff was forgotten or whatever, but I personally called every single one, and 5 of them ended up booking again because I said, listen, COVID, blah, blah, blah. We having a lot of, this and that. We're spread thin. I really want to make it up to you. Here's my cell phone. I'm the owner. Call me the next time you have an event, and I will personally make sure that, we throw something in or take care of you. I don't know how exactly, but let me know, and and 5 of them ended up saying, you know what, I do have another event at this date, and let's do it. So it works great. You get more reviews, you get more bookings. So great. So if you're interested in this, reach out to me, and I'm going to actually link to this. I'm going to put this video. I'll link to this page here later. But this page has that how to get more reviews, and I'll also send you guys a link on where you guys can get that page. Let me put that in right now because I know people have been asking about that all day. Let's see here. So I'm going to put it in the Zoom chat and in the Facebook chat if anybody's interested in that. All right, so moving on. Let me put that in the Zoom chat real quick because I know I'm getting a lot of questions about that. Where's the Zoom chat? Bear with me, guys. Chat, boom, there you go. All right, so moving on. So that's the review request. So these are all the automations. We're always looking to add more. Oh, I forgot to mention, this sends the text Tuesdays at 10 a.m. We found that Tuesdays at 10 a.m. is the best time to send out a review request. It works really well. So it'll automatically do that for you. You just upload it anytime, and all you have to do is upload the contacts from Inflatable Office or ERS or BCN or wherever. You just upload them any time of the week, and it'll go ahead and send you a text. If you guys need help with this, I have a video on it, and I'm going to make another one Monday, I think, and we'll do that for you. So these are the campaigns. First thing you want to do when you sign up for EventHawk is go through these campaigns. Make sure they all make sense for you and your business. This is not a one-size-fits-all. Go in here and put in your review link, okay? Go in here and change the name to a female name or whatever name you want to say. A lot of people are like, well, I don't want them to know my name. I want to use this so-and-so's name. Go into each one of these and edit it to make sure it makes sense for your business, and then let the bookings begin. So now that you understand how these works, let's go ahead and talk about the conversations. The conversations tab is where you're going to spend most of your time, right? So this is where you can text people back and forth. The two most important things about EventHawk that I want everybody to know are how we can guarantee that you're going to get more bookings. They're going to do so well, and it's trackable. Are 2 T's. I call them the 2 T's. Okay, templates and tags. Tags and templates. Templates and tags. All right. I'll go through templates first. Templates and tags are how we know this works so well because we can track them. We can replicate our success. Templates and tags is how I took my success, and I make it as easy as clicking a button for you guys to do. It's a no-brainer. I mean, I've heard of people have their kids reply back to text because how easy we make it. When somebody says, the first text goes out and says, when is your party date, right? So we have these numbered. That's how easy we make it, guys. 5 templates, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Use them in this order. Make minor modifications to them, but they work and they sell so well. Okay? When somebody says June 6th, that's all they reply. They don't know you. And again, this is where EventHawk takes them from cold to hot. These are your cold SEO or Google Ads clicks. They viewed your website, they saw your pop-up, they clicked it, they gave you their information. Boom, all of a sudden they're getting a text message. They're like, oh wow, that was quick, okay. And it's some random person texting them saying, what's your party date? Okay, A credit card is a very big commitment, guys. You're not asking them for a credit card number. You ask them for a phone number, exchange for a coupon. Boom, they did it. Now you're asking them for a date. Okay? They're like, okay, well, I know this company. I was just on their website. They're texting me. I'm very impressed with their service so far. I'll give them my date. It's not like they're giving you their address, right? It's not like they're giving you their social security number. Here's my date, June 6th, right? So you pick this template, and you could do this on mobile or on desktop. Boom. Okay, great. Were you looking to rent a standard bounce house or a combo? Now you can change these up. You can change it to a water slide or whatever. So let me show you how to do that. So you go from here, from the left sidebar, you go down to settings, and then you go to templates. Here's where we have all your templates. You can create new ones if you want, or you can edit the ones that are in here. I want to show you guys something about these templates. I have a history in telemarketing, so I know how to sell. I have a history with inflatables because I have my own rental company. I know how this works, not because I'm smarter than anybody else, because I failed probably more than anybody else over and over again. And I tracked my failure. I watched my failure just as much as my success. And that's why we have these templates, okay? These templates do two things every time. First of all, they are very good at keeping people on the line. They're very hard to ignore, because when you ask somebody a question like, what do you want to rent? For some reason, they feel like they have to explain this big story to you, okay? But when you ask them, do you want a bounce house or a water slide? Oh, that's easy. I know exactly what I want, right? Even if they want a tent, they say, oh, I want a tent. You guys don't have tents? They'll answer you kind of more in a challenging way, like, oh, I thought you guys have tents, you know? So we make it very hard to ignore by asking an easy question with two choices, okay? We make it an easy choice to where they just have to pick one, and it works. That's how we know it works so well, right? So the other thing it does is every single one of these templates assumes the sale. Guys, I can't tell you how many of us are poor sellers. I'm going to be very blunt. We just don't know how to sell. Or there's only one person in the organization that knows how to sell, and that's the owner. Everybody else just says, okay, you know, what's your date? Yeah, we have it available, and crickets. You got to assume the sale. You got to lead the conversation towards the booking, right? This is kind of like the basic rule of sales. And we do that here. Were you looking to rent a standard bounce house? We're not asking them if they want to rent. No, they want to rent. Okay? And you'll notice that with every one of these. Every single template ends with a question. So you don't have to sit here and text. Don't work your thumbs, okay? Just let us do the work for you. We're making it so easy, okay? So every single template ends with a question. There's a reason, because when you ask a question, they feel compelled to answer, all right? Especially since it's text, it's like a less intrusive way of a phone. It's just like phone calls, but it's just less work for them. It's like less of a commitment, and you're asking easy. You're baiting them is exactly what you're doing. I want to say this to them, but you're baiting them with questions that lead them to the sale. You're psychologically getting them there. Another thing we do is every other text uses their first name. When you hear your first name, you feel good. That's a psychological thing. It's been proven. Every time you hear your first name, you feel good. You feel like, oh, well, they remembered my name. That's a good feeling. So we automatically insert their first name in every other one. You don't even have to erase this and type it. You just hit send, and it'll automatically replace this with their first name. So here, for example, after they give you they tell you, okay, I want a water slide. You say, okay, which one? And make sure you add the category URL before sending. You can sit here and make multiple templates, one for water slides, one for bounce house, but don't just tell them which, this is probably the biggest mistake people make. Which one, people who use the templates, which one caught your eye so I can check availability? Don't leave it at that. Put the link to your water slide. If they said they want a water slide, put the link to your water slide so they can go back and look. They don't know who you are, right? They were just on 5 different websites, and some random person is texting them asking them which water slide. Like, I don't know, the blue one, right? So you include a link, right? So you go here, you go to the conversation, and you go to SMS, and you send. Go ahead and, let's say I want to use this link. Go ahead and go to your water slide category, okay? Copy it, and here, I'm going to use a real example because somebody's Los Angeles water slide page. If they said they want a water slide, I'm going to go to my own water slide page. I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to go back to Event Hawk, and I'm going to say, okay, which one caught your eye so I can check availability, and I'm going to include that page. they can write from their phone, even if they were searching on desktop. Now they have my water slides in their palm, and they're going to say, okay, this is the one that I want. You can send pictures. They can send you pictures. Super easy. So I hope you guys can see how easy these templates make it. And again, you can save your own URL. I can't save your URL because I don't know what you want to put in here, but you can add new ones for whatever you want. And then next we ask for the surface. Again, we're giving them two choices, grass or hard surface. Okay, next, this is where it gets a little bit more serious. Okay, perfect. I'm not just asking what their address is. People make the mistake, okay, what's your address? No. Let me give you a total including delivery. Okay, I don't want to just give you a random price. I want to give you a total including delivery. Where are we going to be delivering to? Notice we didn't ask for an address. When I say where, I'm giving them the freedom to either give me a zip code or a city or give me their exact address. You'll notice a lot of people will be more than willing to give you their full address, but other people will just give you the city that they're in or their town. And again, you're making it easy. You're making it so that you're not coming on too pushy. And when they do, you just give them kind of a rough estimate here, and you say, okay, it's going to be $300. That includes delivery, setup, tear down, pickup. You're building up value. And this is where you can really charge more because your competitors are just putting a price on their website, and they're like, man, that's a lot. But you're letting them know, not only are we going to give you this bounce house, we're going to deliver it, we're going to set it up, we're going to come back and take it down, we're going to pick it up, we're going to clean it. You build it up, and even though your competitor probably does the same thing, they didn't explain that. And now the person reading this is like, well, good thing I'm going with this guy because the other guy didn't say that they do all that. Again, I'm sure they did, but they just didn't look well enough into their site. All we need is a deposit. The rest is due before your event. What time does your party start? This is the big question. Notice we don't ask for their credit card number. We ask when their party starts because, again, we're psychologically giving them tunnel vision into getting them into the sale. We're honing them in so that there are like, oh yeah, if they could tell you what time their party starts, then you got the sale because they saw the price and you didn't ask for their money. You just asked them what time their party started, and then from there it should be smooth sailing. Usually after that, I'll say, okay, would you rather book this over the phone or would you like me to send you order or a quote or whatever? This is a question we get a lot. A lot of people are, what do you do now? Do you send them back to the website or do you put together a quote for them? Depends how bad you want the sale. If you want to make money, take the time, 2-3 minutes, put the quote to them and send it ready to book. Be like, hey, all you got to do is click here and pay. That's it. If you would rather kind of convenience is more important than money for you, which is fine. I used to work at a hospital overnight until I'll work from like 11 p.m. till 6 a.m. I for some time I wanted to rely on online bookings, and I did, and it was fine. I think we made like $50,000 that year. When we started doing stuff like this, we went to 150. Then the year after, we went to 370, I think. The more that you put, was it worth it to go from 50,000 to 150,000 to 340,000? Heck yeah, I'll hire somebody to sit here and send these people the orders if I have to, just to get. I'm literally tripling my revenue. Why not, right? Now I got to quit my job and do this full time, and the rest is history. But yeah, again, if you really want the sale and you really want to grow, make it easy for the customer. That's the name of the game. Make it as easy for them as possible to give you their money. The harder you make it, that's really what you're doing. You're making it hard for them to give you their money. They want to give you their money. They want to give you their business, but you send them back to a quote page that says, do you have stairs? And do you want to give a damage waiver? I love damage waivers. I put them on, and I just put optional next to them. They'll call me and say, I don't want the damage waiver, but 9 times out of 10, they just pay it. All these little questions just don't add on. Just send them a quote, get their money, and then closer to the party, upsell them to whatever you want. So this is what I love. This is what I work on all day. I'm a salesman. I don't know if you guys noticed that. It's not a bad thing, right? But instead of you guys having to take years to screw up and figure this out, I'm giving it to you free as part of your subscription. It's feedback. And real quick, I promised you to keep it at 30 minutes. We're going to go way longer, but I just want to tell you about the tags real quick. The tags is what updates your conversion rate. Okay, tags do a lot of different things. So I'm going to show you. I have a list of tags here and what they do, and I'm going to link to this once we're done. But you can create tags for anything, but here are the tags that are built in. The confirm tag is the most important one. This is the one that's going to increase your conversion rate. It's going to increase this number. So you're going to see how many you're booking and how many you're losing. Okay? This is the tag that's going to move them to the confirmed opportunity stage. Okay, that's here. This is the one that's going to move them into, we haven't talked about this yet, but we have stages. It shows, it moves them over so you can see how many booked over here. Okay, and then it also, most importantly, it removes them from any future marketing campaigns for now. So a lot of people say, hey, this person booked and they still got the follow-up message. And my question is, did you mark them confirmed? If you tag them confirmed, then they will not get any future messages from you unless you put them in another campaign like the review request. That's pretty much it, guys. There's other tags that we'll talk about here if you can stick around, because I promised you guys 30 minutes to get the grunts of it out. But the main one is confirmed. And all you got to do is just go in here and type confirmed, and it'll come up. So this one here already has confirmed. If I type confirmed, I select it, it's going to go ahead and update your conversion rate. They will not get any salesman. That's what you got the software for, so it can follow up for you while you sleep, while you work, while you deliver. It's doing those follow-ups for you until they become a hot lead, until they're ready to push back. So speaking of that, let's go ahead and talk about the opportunities. And I'm going to use a live account here. And thank you, Jana, for always allowing me to use yours. But this part's important. And this is going to answer the question, by the way. People say all the time, why is Jana always saying so many good things, or how much do you pay, or whatever? Let me show you why. Because Jana started using this, and sorry to call you out, she started using this in the off season. And if you look here, she started using this in October. And this was a really crappy winter for a lot of people, but I think end of October actually. And from November till now, and I already got permission to do this, but I think we started in the beginning of October actually. Sorry, October 19th to be exact. I think I remember the day. So let's go to here. All right, here we go. From October till now, this is the off season. Jana made $47,000 at least from EventHawk. At least. Because, why do I say at least? Because this assumes that every single sale is only $200 by default. Just 200, it gives each one a $200 value. Okay? Some of us don't even, I mean, some of you guys are new, you guys don't even make that all year. This is the off season, just by using EventHawk. I don't know what she made the year before that, but this is, again, extra sales by people just window shopping on the website. They got the text and they just started talking, and she did her thing, and she's an awesome salesman. I'm not telling you guys are all going to get the same results. She's closing 45% overall. I think it's even increased if we just look at this month. But this made it possible for you know, this is what people make all year. I mean, this is like, what's the average salary, or like the $60,000 for if you go to school and you get a bachelor's degree, you make $60,000. This was made in just the off season. This is the slow months. I have no idea how she's going to manage this in the busy season. I'm sure she's going to curse me out, honestly. But this is why this is so important. It's I mean, and people say put her on payroll. There's a payroll. I mean, I don't know how much I can pay her for her to be happier than this. But again, I do appreciate all the help her and everybody else that's helping. Again, sorry to call you out, go on a little tangent. But while we're here, this is a dashboard. 535 people came into EventHawk by filling out the form or the chat or whatever. The average value is this much. They're $200 each, but I think you can, like, she may have changed some. That's why it's not an even number. You can change the values. And she closed 45% of them, which comes out to 242 sales. She closed 242 bookings in the offseason. I mean, that sounds insane. I don't know. That sounds insane. I mean, some people don't make that in a year. So I don't know how she's doing it, or if this number is not accurate. But that's basically how the math works. Okay. Out of 535, almost half ended up booking. This is the funnel that kind of shows you where everybody's at. And let me show you guys the opportunities phase. Opportunities section. And really quick, guys, if you guys are not tagging stuff, you won't know your conversion rate. And that's the whole point of this, is that conversion rate. Because if you come at me and you say, hey, Tariq, I love this, but I'm just not making enough money with this, and I look at your conversion rate and it's accurate and you're at like 15%, I can say, hey, you know what? I know somebody that's, their conversion rate is 25%. Let's see what they're doing. Let's talk to them. I'm going to hook you up with them. And you could talk to them and say, this is what I say to customers. What do you say to customers? And we could build each other up. And that's what I love doing. that we can really track how everybody's doing and help each other out. But I can't help you if I don't know how you're doing. This is your scorecard of how good of a salesman you are. So let's look at the opportunities phase here, or opportunities section. So every single person who fills out the form goes into your new leads. They're considered a new lead automatically. You don't have to do anything. They come in as a new lead. Once they text you back, we consider them a hot lead because they're ready to talk. Again, we will follow up with these people. We'll text them the initial text for you. And we're not going to bother you. You're not even going to know that Event Hawk is texting them. This all happens silently until they say, hey, this is my date, or they text you something back. So right now, she's got 5 new leads that were texted, but they never texted back, 4 that did text back, and 2 that she marked follow-up manually. You have to mark these manually follow-up, and to do that, there's a follow-up tag. If you add the follow-up tag, then it automatically moves them to follow-up, okay? 242, she marked 1. Or sorry, she tagged confirmed. So I see a lot of you guys do this. Don't move stuff around. You don't want to do that because that's just one thing. By tagging it confirmed, okay, it's going to move it for you, but it's also going to update your conversion rate. So if you go ahead and move the lead over, and sorry if I moved one for you though, I wasn't supposed to move, but I don't think I did. If you move one over, then it'll move here, but this number will not change, okay? And if you move it over, this is really important, guys, because I get this every single day. I get somebody ask me this question. If you manually move one of these over, it'll move here. You'll see it here visually, but guess what? They're going to get a follow-up text, and they're going to call you and be like, hey, I already booked. Why are you telling me I didn't book? So if you want to tell Event Hawk to stop bothering these people, then you have to do 3 things. And I do those 3 things for you. All you got to do is tag it confirmed. All right? So the 3 things that happen when you tag it confirmed is it's going to move automatically here by itself. It's going to update the conversion rate, and it's going to stop bothering them because they booked. All 3 of those things happen automatically. All you have to do is add the confirmed tag to any one of those contacts. You just tag it confirmed rather than moving it, and all 3 of those things will happen. It takes a second, literally. Just tag it confirmed. But a lot of us just kind of keep moving stuff around. So if they don't book with you within 5 days, they move to abandoned. And there's a difference between abandoned and not interested. Not interested is more for people who tell you, man, your prices are too expensive. The other guy's for 50 bucks. Boom. I'm going to tag you not interested so I know not to mess with you in the future, right? I'm going to be sending bulk text messages in the future. You know, you want to send, like in April, you want to send everybody a text and be like, hey, we got these new hot items, book them before they're gone. I don't want to text these people because they're, you know, it's up to you, but I wouldn't waste my time. Or maybe I would send these people a different message. Like, hey, you know what, try us again, here's a coupon. I don't know, whatever you want to do. But these people, maybe they booked with somebody else, maybe they didn't. Maybe they had a family emergency, maybe it was COVID, maybe it was the weather, maybe, you know, whatever. So abandoned are people who just didn't get back to you, right? They just didn't say yes, they didn't say no. I'm more than happy to market to those people, but these people flat out were either told you no or gave you, you know, there's some reason they're not in. And DND are people who say, don't contact me again, or they're out of your area. Actually, we got a new tag now, out of area. Out of area is going to automatically stop you from texting people in the future, and it removes them from here completely so they do not affect your conversion rate, and also so that you never have to, anytime you send a text in the future, you're not texting those people who are out of your service area. And that's really important because if somebody comes in and they're out of your area, it stinks when they mess up your conversion rate because you really don't stand a chance and they just bring your rate down. So just tag them out of area. And if you don't have that tag, let me know real quick to see what tags you do have. Go to settings and tags. And these are all your tags. You can add tags for all kinds of stuff. I encourage you to add tags, even if they don't do anything. Like you should be adding a tag for overbooked, or you should have a tag for bad weather or rained out, or you should have a tag for COVID, because in the future you can combine all those people and send them a separate message and say, hey, last year you got rained out, let's book again. And the only way you'll know that is if you tag them. So those tags won't do anything. They're for informational purposes only. But those are the opportunity stages. Some of them, they move on their own. Like I said, they go from new leads to hot leads on their own. They go from hot leads to abandoned on their own. Those are the ones that are automated. follow-up, confirmed, not interested, those you would have to tag them for those to happen. So those are the opportunities. Stage, this is a really cool visual. Now, by default, you don't see all of them. By default, you'll only see the open ones. These are the ones that are still up for grabs, okay? This one doesn't look like it moved correctly, but these are the ones that are still up for grabs. So a lot of people will text me and say, hey, Tariq, I know I got like 5 booked. How come I don't see them? It's designed to not bother you with the people who booked because you already have their money. Forget about them. Move on to these people. These are the people that still might spend money with you. And from Jana, we see that she's booking about half. So let's stop worrying about what we got and start worrying about what we could get. But if you want to see all of them, you just switch it over to all, and you will see all of the opportunities. All right. So moving on to, we talked about campaigns, emails. You can send out mass emails. This is supposed to replace constant contact. It does a very good job. I've seen some of you guys use it. It's supposed to replace constant contact in MailChimp, so you can save money there. I haven't used it much because, you know, email sucks. It's in my opinion. I'd just rather focus on texting. But that doesn't mean there's no money in email. So if you want to test this out, if you have the resources to put some time into this, go ahead and build an email and send an email. You can import your people from ERS or Inflatable Office or BCN or your customers. I'm not going to spend too much time today showing you guys how to do that, but if you need help with that, I have a separate video on that. Let me show you guys, let's keep going here. Let me show you guys the integrations. So if you go to settings, you can get your, where's integrations? You can get your Facebook messages and your Google My Business messages all within EventHawk, along with, you can see results from your Google ads and Facebook ads. All you got to do is go in here and do the integrations. Now this is a newer one. I haven't personally used it. I've tested it on one other site and it worked, but it was a little choppy, so you guys can do some testing with this. But this is where you integrate, where you get everything in one place. So now you're going to get your emails, your text messages. If they call, you get your phone calls, your Facebook messages, and your Google, the most annoying ones, Google My Business, where they just ghost you. Now you'll get them all in the same place, all in EventHawk, and you could literally all on one screen do it all and not forget about anybody or have to go to 6 different apps to text these people. I love, that's my favorite, probably one of my favorite things is the Facebook Messenger here, that I don't have to keep going to the Facebook Pages app. I hate that thing, and do that. So that's where you integrate all these. It's super easy to integrate. You just hit connect and it'll automatically connect to your Facebook page. You just pick which page if you have more than one. Moving on, let's see what we did not cover. The form builder. So if you have a form, a lot of you guys, you know, by default, we only have the name, email, and phone number. Some people feel that they have a long conversation with somebody, then they later realize that they're out of their service area, so they want to add a city field. That's fine. You could just drag it in just like that. Boom, now you have a city field, okay? Just be careful. Don't add too many fields, because the more fields you add, you know, it's been proven to get less people to fill it out. That's the whole point. This is supposed to be a soft commitment, right? Don't ask for too much information from these people. That's why this works so well, because we ask only for a very small amount of information. So that's the form. I'm just going down the line here. Contacts. So this is where all your contacts are, and where you can import contacts, etc. Triggers is how this whole thing works. Triggers is what EventHawk is built on. By default, you guys don't have triggers. I hid them because you can easily break this whole thing. So if you want access to triggers, I can give it to you, but you can easily break the whole thing. And then finally, pop-ups is where you set up your pop-up. I know a lot of people have the question, why is the pop-up so darn annoying? How do I make it less annoying? Listen, you want to make it less annoying, we give you the tools, you can do that. But by default, the setup that we have for you is going to get you the most bookings guaranteed. And that's, again, that's my guarantee. I'll give you your money back gladly if they don't. But stop going on your own website. Yes, the pop-up is going to annoy you because you go on your website every day, right? Your customers visit your website once or twice a year. Is it perfect? No, it's not. But they will appreciate when they get that text. They'll forget all about that pop-up. Will you get somebody complain? Maybe once in a blue moon. Maybe, you know, once 1 in 200 may tell you something about, you know, that thing was annoying. But so what? I just want to tell you guys something real quick. When people came out with websites, people were complaining. When people came out with smartphones, oh, back in my day, phones used to be simple. Don't be that guy, okay? Get with it. Seriously. I mean, I just want to be blunt here. There's no better way to sugarcoat it. Kodak. Kodak had the opportunity to put their cameras in cell phones, and they thought that was stupid. They thought that was overcomplicating things. Now they're no longer around. Don't be Kodak. Get with the times. Everybody's going to be offering text soon. Get ahead of the game, okay? Look how much learning you had to do in this off season. Imagine there's going to be a lot more people sign up for this in the busy season, and they're going to be very frustrated because they're not going to have time to learn. You're here now. That's awesome. If you're watching this right now in March, you're way ahead of the game, and you're going to do very well. Just come at this with an open mind. Give it a try, and you'll do very well. I promise. I'm here. I'm in your corner. I mean, if any of you guys have contacted me, I've gotten back to you right away, whether you've paid me or not. I'll never turn anybody down if they want help. Yes, my time is limited, so I can't always jump on phone calls. But if you message me on Facebook or on over text in EventHawk, I've never ignored a single person, and I never will. That's just not who I am. But again, I can only help you if you want to help yourself, right? So trust the process. It's working for hundreds of people, literally. We got hundreds of not real estate agents, not car dealers. Hundreds of party rental websites are already working with us and making money with this. So trust, give it a chance. Trust our way, get with the times, trust the process. And then after a couple weeks, say, okay, I've done it your way. I see the results. Now let me try it my way. Let me try my adjustment to it. And the results will shock you. Every time somebody's done that, they come back 3 days later, they're like, Tariq, I haven't got a single lead in 3 days. Let's switch it back. So again, that's what it comes down to. If you want to make money, you will do exceptionally well. There are a lot of people who are not using this because they just refuse to get out of their bubble, and it's just too new for them. And that's okay. And I will tell you, it is perfectly okay to turn down money in exchange for convenience. I envy you. If you can do that, if you don't need the money, if you work another job and you have benefits and you don't want to let that go and this is too much for you, that's awesome. You know what you want and you're going for it. That's just not where most of us are. Most of us want to do this full time, and this is how you do it. Everything that EventHawk does is not new in any way, shape, or form. This is what all the Fortune 500 companies do. They follow up. They make it easy for you. They take the time to provide service, exceptional service, quick service, and it works, and that's how they grow. So I do have, want to show you guys one more thing before we go. I have, and again, I'm going to share this link here. We talked about reviews. The how to close more sales. This is, again, from my experience, five tips on how to close more sales through texting. You have to be quick. That's the number one thing. These people are texting. They're expecting an instant response. Text them back fast. Now, if they text you back after hours, you text them back the next day, no biggie. Don't stress about it, okay? But the faster you respond, the better results you'll get and the more bookings. It's not going to be a stale opportunity, okay? Be confident. I cannot stress that enough. Every question, every text that you send out, everything you say has to be geared towards getting the sale. Don't in your own head, expect that every person you're texting, you're talking to over the phone is calling you to give you their money. They want to give you their business. Don't say, I think they want to, or they're calling to think about it. No, they are calling you or they are texting you to give you their business. The more you think about it that way, the more that's how you'll talk back to them. You'll project that back on them. It's science. I mean, when I first heard this, when I started doing telemarketing for Sears, I was 18. And they told me this about assuming the sale. I'm like, that's just nuts. And I failed, and they were going to fire me. They said, you're not making your numbers. And they said, Tariq, trust the process, and you'll do fine. I was maybe the number one salesman for 2 years in a row there, month after month after month, because I trusted the process. I was like, oh my God, all I had to do was just say the script just like this. It works. They've invested probably millions of dollars before they got the script. So why am I not trusting it and just saying things the way I want? So assuming the sale is such a basic concept in sales. It works so well. Be curious. Ask. Don't use sentences. End every text with a question mark. Question marks, people, for some reason, we feel compelled to answer. We kind of feel rude if we don't answer. If you just leave a period, I'm more than happy to leave the conversation if you just, if you don't ask me a question. But if you ask me a question, part of me feels like I have to answer, especially if you give me two choices to choose from that are really easy, right? Be friendly and not so formal. I shouldn't say professional, but formal. The more formal you are, hey, Mrs. Smith, and no. Be friendly. Use their first name. Use emojis. Laugh. Talk about your website, man. I've seen people like rip on their website where they're like, oh, I was going to book, but you don't have enough pictures. And I've seen people say, oh, I'm so sorry, but my booking software or my website only lets me use one website per item. It sucks, I know. Rip on yourself, and they're like, oh my God, they feel like you're human. And that's what's so beautiful about this. Everybody says, don't bring down your prices. Charge more, charge your worth. Well, how are you going to show them that you're worth more if you don't have a platform to do so? Your website looks like every other ERS or inflatable office or BCN website out there. Yes, it's beautiful, but at the end of the day, it's a website. It's cold, right? When you're texting somebody and you're doing it fast and you're friendly and you're confident, they feel like they're seeing your value. And next thing you know, they see somebody else's website and they're $50 cheaper, but they're like, that guy's cheaper, but I already know this guy. I feel like he knows me. We kind of bonded. And this is all going on in their head. Like I say this all the time. Imagine you're at a dealership, and this literally happened to me last week. I was at a dealership for like 3 hours between test driving and talking to the rep and looking at stuff. And then my wife shows me another truck at a dealership that's like an hour away for $1,000 cheaper. It's like the dream deal. But I'm like, man, we've been here for like 2-3 hours, and I feel like I already know this truck. I already know these guys. I mean, God, if I go there, yes, it's cheaper, but do I really want to start over? Do I really want to spend another 2-3 hours there? Do I really want to? I mean, who knows what's going to pop up there? Who knows what I'm going to miss out? You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to take this one. And I paid more. I risked saving because I felt reassured. I felt comfortable. I just felt that this was more convenient for me, and to just get this one. And that's what you need to know. 100%. Convenience is more important than money to everyone. Every single person out there. Money is not the biggest factor. If you show them that you're not delivering vinyl, you're not selling them a bounce house rental, you're selling them peace of mind. That's what you need to portray on them, okay? For $50 more, you don't have to worry, am I going to show up or not? Look, I got 200 reviews that say I showed up early, okay? For $50 more, you don't have to worry that my inflatable is going to give you COVID. Look, you got all these reviews talking about how we clean our stuff. Is that worth $50? That's worth a lot more than $50. You need to go with me. That's kind of how you portray that conversation. And I know I'm rambling on, but I get really passionate about this stuff because it's psychology. It's just a human mind. That's how it works. When you let people know that, man, that this is convenient, this is peace of mind, this is worth every penny, that's how you build up your value. But without a platform to do that, they will never see that value from a website, from text, from an article. They'll never see that value without a human being on the other end. Will they book without texting? Yes, they will, but not nearly as much as the rate when you're right in front of them. It's just like a phone call, but people don't want to talk anymore. Will you do better over the phone? Probably, but people just don't want to talk. It takes time. It takes a commitment right now. If they talk to you on the phone, they can only do one thing right now, which is talk to you on the phone. They have to stop everything else they're doing. They can't be driving. They can't be at the grocery store. They can't be doing homework with their kids. They have to stop everything they're doing and talk to you. And you guys all know people love to shop more than anything when they're at work. And at work, they can't talk on the phone. So they can easily text you at work. They can sneak their phone. This is how it is. And you make it easy for them. So I will quit my rambling right now. If you guys have any questions, join me on the Zoom. I'm going to stop this right here. Let me just go through real quick this left column. We have the user guide right here. And if you go to the user guide, that's where you're going to see this crash course. I'm going to upload it there. And it's the first one going to be there. It's the Event Hawk crash course. You click on it right there. And it's going to have those links to how to close more sales, the list of tags, how to get more reviews, and some frequently asked questions. You guys have been incredible. I love you guys so much. Join me on the Zoom if you guys have more questions. It was supposed to be 30 minutes, 53 minutes, but hey, we had fun, right? So I'm going to go ahead and throw the Zoom link, if you're watching this live, into the comments one more time if you're not in there. And if you are, then I will be joining you shortly. Thank you, guys.